and we'll open it up to questions. Does anybody have any questions, any pressing questions that you've been wanting to know the whole time that we didn't answer? Really? Okay, good.
I have one. I want to know, I have like a friend that has asthma,
Okay.
and I was sharing some of my oils with her, and it seemed to bother her, so how does that work?
Speak to that? Sure. Okay, so let's just take like the average person that hasn't had any exposure to essential oils. Our bodies can have a detoxing effect when we're first exposed to oils for the very first time. And so what we recommend, which we didn't actually talk about this tonight, but a lot of times I do, is that when you get your premium starter kit, don't open it and put every single oil on your body. Did that, bad idea. Because we all have toxins built up in our body, because we get it in our water, we get it in all of our household products and cleaning products. Sadly, we live in a very toxic world. And so what the oils do is they do come in and they try to get rid of those toxins. And so what I would suggest was probably happening is that was that initial reaction. We always recommend that you start with oils diluted and start low, so start on the feet. All of our nerve endings go to our feet, and so you do get a great effect from hitting the bottom of the feet. If you have somebody who just doesn't like smells, that would be my husband. A lot of the oils he doesn't like, they go on his feet because he doesn't want to smell them. And so that's what I would recommend with someone who seems to have a little bit of sensitivity, is start with the feet. Generally speaking, there's very few people that actually have a true allergy to essential oils. I'm not going to say there's nobody, but it's not very common. Oftentimes, if you just continue to expose your body to the oils, you'll see those negative effects turn into very, very positive effects. And that's what happened with me. I actually had a headache when I got my kit, put tons of oils on, it wasn't pretty. And I was able to get through it, and now I respond really, really positively to the oil, but I just kind of had to get through that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that helps.
Okay. Any other questions? What can I help you with?
You take medicines and it says you don't take don't eat grapefruit,
Uh-huh.
and then the citrus has the grapefruit in it, does it have the same effect?
Okay, Vicki, go for it.
Yes. I mean, I would not recommend taking grapefruit oil if your medications say do not mix with grapefruit. That's just a great precautionary statement to steer clear of that. Yes, grapefruit is in Citrus Fresh, and it also is sold as a single oil. So it would just probably be best for you to avoid ingesting the grapefruit. I mean, as far as the Citrus Fresh blend, I think it would be fine if you wanted to run it in your diffuser. I don't think that would probably cause any interaction. But again, like she said, start out slow, see how you respond to that, and you decide for yourself what works best for you.
Anybody else?
I have some more.
Go ahead.
Is it safe to diffuse, like I go to bed at night and I'll put these in my diffuser and I'll hit the button where it'll just, is it safe to let that just run all night in your bedroom?
Sure.
Because I thought it was like you were only supposed to diffuse it for so long or something.
Well, it's not going to hurt you if you. The question was, so everybody heard that. Is it safe to run your diffuser all night? Like when you're going to go to bed, can you just fill it up, turn it on, and go to bed? Typically, at that point, it'll run for 3 hours if you just turn it on and leave it alone. And yes, it's not going to hurt you. What my point was earlier was when I was talking about running it for only 30 minutes in a room was that it's not necessary to run it in a room for 3 hours for you to get the full effect of cleaning the air and things like that. But it's not going to do any damage if you run it all night either.
I'm addicted to my diffuser at night, so.
Awesome.
Anyone that has a diffuser, I think, is addicted to the
Yes.
diffuser.
Yeah. The diffuser alone costs $75 to reorder it. And so a lot of people, and that's actually the wholesale price, not the retail price. So a lot of times, like even with us, we're like, I really want another diffuser. Well, I'll just buy another starter kit. Because it's such a good value, it's like you're getting the diffuser for free, honestly. So everybody loves them, and we would like to have one for every room.
That would be ideal. We all have more than one.
Yeah, we do. We have a few. But for a long time, I just had one. Anybody else have anything? Go ahead.
Can you use any of the oils with like an unscented lotion for your hands?
Yes,
Possibly?
yes,
Like
definitely.
away if you're having arthritis problems.
Yeah,
As opposed to like a carrier oil.
yeah, you could. I mean, keep in mind that any over-the-counter product, like any product that you buy, is going to have some chemicals in it, most likely. And so there's going to be there's going to be potentially a little bit of cutting down on the therapeutic benefit of the oil if you add it to a lotion, but it's not going to hurt anything, and of course it's going to help it spread out a little bit for sure. I make my own lotions, but not everybody has time to do that. But that's what I do, and then sometimes I'll add the oil to it to help it spread out.
And Young Loving does have some lotions as well that you can buy directly from them that have the oils already in them. They have a few different options, so.
What size bottles? I have two questions.
Okay.
Are those full-size bottles that come in the starter kit, or are they the smaller size?
Good
one?
question.
And number two, thank you. And number two, I mean, it's so confusing. There's so many uses for everything. Is there any more information that comes in the kit other than this flyer?
Good question.
So in the kit, the oils, the 11 bottles that you get are actually 5 ml bottles. They're 5 milliliter bottles. And, we have an example. And a lot of them, so it's this size right here. Set it down on the table. I don't know if you see it. Whoops. Let me run it around. So this is the 5 ml, and that's what comes in the kit, the premium starter kit. When you reorder an oil, typically you will get a 15 ml. Some oils only come in this. The more expensive oils only come in the 5 ml. But typically, I think every one that we order, that you would reorder from the kit, when you would reorder it, would come in the 15 ml bottle. There's about 80 drops in the 5 and about 280 in the 15. So just so you kind of know, 80, what's that? 250? No, I heard 280. 250. Sorry, I was wrong. So 80 and 250, approximately. So, and then the other question?
And then your other question as far as resources, yes. There's a lot of other, there are a lot of other resources that we can point you to. Resources on the internet, we've got several great books. We actually have a table back there with reference books that you can look at so you can see them before you buy them just to know which ones you feel like would be beneficial for you. There's a book called Gentle Babies for those of you who are in the pregnancy through toddler years. That would be a beneficial book for you. There's another one called the Essential Oil Pocket Reference, which lists almost all of the singles and the blends, and then there's also a list of ailments in the back with recommendations. Okay,
So this is one of the pocket references.
so that's a great reference tool as well. As well as we're here to help you. That's kind of the part of joining our team is that you have people that are here, that are local, that want to be here to support you and share our testimonies and stories. And another thing to keep in mind too is that what might be the best solution for me might not be the best solution for you, because everybody's body chemistry is a little bit different, and everybody's body responds a little bit differently to the oils. And so, I can point you in the direction of, hey, this is what worked for me, and you can try it and see how that works for you. You might find another one that is a better choice for you. But I always tell people, if you are using an oil and you're not getting the results that you think you would like to, then either try a different oil or try a different application method, because I have noticed different results too, whether I'm ingesting it or whether I'm putting it on topically or diffusing it. So that's another thing to keep in mind as well. Yes?
Some of the things, like you said, different lotions and stuff that you create, you don't find those on the website, recipes per se for
Okay.
them. I've seen a lot of things on Pinterest or something
Right.
there, but where's the best place to look?
Okay, are you already a distributor? Okay, so are you on Oil Drops? On our Facebook group?
I think so.
Okay. There are a lot of recipes on our Facebook group, but a lot of them are in the file section. And if you haven't ever had anybody explain to you how to use a Facebook group, you have to go into the files section, and a lot of them are listed there. And the reason I know that, because a lot of them are mine. I've made Word documents of my recipes, and those are in there. And, you know, we do try to provide those for our members. And sometimes if you just go into the search engine and you just type in body butter, and it's going to pull up some different recipes. Some people like some recipes and other people like other ones. So you'll probably see that there's more recipes on there than what you realize. And a lot of my recipes have actually come from Pinterest, but some of them weren't good. So I usually tell people, you know, don't, you know, I have done a lot of trial and error with my recipes because I make so many. And so if you go to my Pinterest, you're going to see my good ones and my bad ones, because I haven't had time to go back in and delete out the bad ones. But the ones that are on my Facebook group on oil drops, those are the ones that I've liked. Those are the ones that have stuck. So that's the better place to get those. Okay?
And as far as Pinterest goes, I think that's fine to do some browsing on Pinterest, but you can't believe everything that you read there. I have seen recommendations of putting these oils directly into your eye on Pinterest. That is not recommended. So you have to use some wisdom and some precaution. You know, maybe double check that. If you see something you think, oh, that doesn't sound quite right, double check. Might not be the best idea. Yes?
If you had a bottle and you just wanted to, you know, share with somebody, you know, here, sample it, it has to go in a glass bottle?
Yes, it should. And Young Living actually sells sample bottles that are about yay big. And you can also order those from, there's different websites that we like to use. Abundant Health for You is one that we order from a lot. And you can order those and give them out to people. And they come out to be about 50 cents a piece.
And then you also have some samples that come with your
Right.
packet too.
So why do you have to keep it in glass? Because like your sprays are in plastic.
It depends on, well, first of all, because I've never seen those sample bottles in plastic. To my knowledge, they only come in glass. You actually could put some of the oils in plastic, but for me, like when I do my DIY, for the most part, I try to just use glass if it's available, but if it's not available, with the instance of the Thieves Cleaner, that has a cap full. It has like an ounce of the actual cleaner. The rest of it's all water. So it's so heavily diluted at that point. Like when I make my bug spray in the summer, I go ahead and use plastic. It's just personal preference. A lot of distributors will actually go to the effort to order glass bottles. I don't get
Well,
that.
the other difference too is that you're not ingesting this.
True.
So if there's a few toxins leached out of that plastic, it's not, you know, you're not
Right.
drinking it like a
Right.
glass of water. It's primarily the citrus oils that are really the biggest concern as far as the
Right.
plastic is concerned, because they will start to eat through it.
And recommended storage is, like from Young Living, is in a glass, dark glass bottle.
Right.
Also for sunlight, because sunlight can come in and change the constituents of the oil as well with that heat. So those glass bottles that we find are like the dark brown glass that you can find. And so you know that you're giving them an oil that's going to stay the right constituents rather than it changing from being in a plastic or being in sunlight, whatever it might.
And it shouldn't be left in heat, right?
No.
Yeah.
No, the oils can get cold. It's actually, I had heard that that's the true test of a good oil, is that they don't freeze, a pure oil. But you don't want to heat them up. That's one of the things that makes our oils so great, is that they distill them at the lowest possible temperature in order to get the maximum therapeutic benefit. And a lot of people that are distilling, they just like flash fry it. You know, they just want to hurry up and distill. I've read that some of the oils will distill for like 12 to 24 hours, and they keep them at the lowest temperature possible. So each one of the oils has a different temperature that it's good until, but just a good rule of thumb is just don't leave them in your car in the summertime, just like your dogs. Don't leave them in the car. Just take them in. But in the wintertime, it's not a problem. You guys have had some great questions. Really good. We will actually be available in case anybody would like to sign up and purchase a premium starter kit. We can walk you through that. It takes about 10 minutes on the computer, and you just go through and just get yourself an account with Young Living. We'd be happy to help you with that. If you are just interested in, you say, well, I'm not really ready yet, that's fine. We would want you to check back with the person that invited you to the class. Hopefully that person's here. But if not, then we would want to refer you back to them. And we will definitely be available in case you guys have any more questions.
So, okay, I think that's it. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, guys.